Hello students, what are equivalent fractions and how to obtain the equivalent fractions of the given fractions that we are studying, right? Now as I told you, let me repeat once that if you multiply or divide the numerator as well as the denominator of a fraction by the same number, we get its equivalent fraction. That's what we know very well. Now we have solved these type of examples in last video. If you are given 3 upon 5 and you are asked to find the fraction equivalent to this fraction with denominator 21, then equivalent means having equal values, right? Then in what way we had done it? See, equivalent means equal values, and I want a new fraction whose numerator is 21. Then what do? I find out a relation. 3 sevens are 21. The same relation I establish in the denominator, and so 5 sevens are 35 I get, and this is that required equivalent fraction. Now even you may be asked the question, if find the fraction equivalent to 25 upon 40 with denominator 8, suppose. Okay, now let me decide what is to be done. I want to get the denominator 8, right? And so what is the relation between these two denominators? 40 divided by 5 is 8. The same relation I have to establish in the numerators also, between the numerators also. So here 25 divided by 5 will be 5, correct? And so the fraction equivalent to 25 upon 40 with denominator 8 will be 5 upon 8. If you think logically, properly, with full concentration, there is nothing difficult in understanding this. Is that very clear, my dears? How to do it? Okay. Now let us see one fact about these equivalent fractions. Now see, few equivalent fractions I am going to write here. Are they equivalent? 1 3s are and 3 1 3s are and 3 3s are. Okay, I can say 2 8s are and 5 8s are. Okay, even I can say 3 4s are and 4 4s are, and so on. All these are equivalent pairs of equivalent fractions. Now let me see what happens. If I get a cross product like this, the product of numerator of first and the denominator of second, it is 9, right? And the product of denominator of first and the numerator of second, that is also 9. Okay, check here. This into 40 is 80, and this into this, that is also 80, correct? Here also you can see 3 into 16 is 48, and you can see 4 into 12 is also 48. So may I find this fact about equivalent fractions, that the product of numerator of the first fraction and the denominator of the second is same as the denominator of the first and the numerator of the second fraction. You can say the cross product of them, right? Cross multiplication of their numerators and denominators. Okay, so that is same. We can use this property even for finding the equivalent fractions of given fractions with given numerators and denominators. So observe this once, try to understand by observing this repeatedly. And now see, if you are asked the question, write the fraction equivalent to say 3 upon 10 with denominator say 60. Okay, then first you write it as I wrote it before. You want a fraction which is equivalent to 3 upon 10, how will be its denominator? It should be 60. In that case, what should be the numerator? Now, with the property which we studied right now, what I will say? 3 into 60 is equal to 10 into question mark. Okay, so 3 into 60 is 180 is equal to 10 into question mark, and so question mark will be equal to 180 divided by 10, that is 18. If you don't know this procedure, then just ask a question that how many tens are 180? Just ask the question that how many tens are 180? Your answer will be 18 tens are 180, and hence here you are going to write 18. But as obviously this is easier to establish the relation. This is 10 6 are 60, and so 3 6 are 18. In any way you are going to get the same. How to make the use of this property you can see. Okay. Now let us see what is the simplest, or it is also called as the lowest or reduced form of the fraction. Simplest, that is also called as the lowest form of fraction. Okay. Now what is the meaning of this? Now see, if you are given the fraction 12 upon say 36, right? Let me write equivalent fractions of this fraction, as many as I can. So first of all, both are divisible by 2. So I can divide them by 2, each of them by 2, and I get one fraction. See, if I divide them by 2, what am I going to get? 6 upon 18 is equivalent to 12 upon 36, because 6 2s are 12, 18 2s are 36. Now I know both are divisible by 3. So even I can divide them by 3 and get one fraction. See, what is that? 4 3s are 12 and 12 3s are 36. So this is also equivalent to this. Now again, both of them are also divisible by 4. So I will divide them by 4. 4 3s are 12 and 4 9s are 36. So this fraction also will be equivalent to this. Then even both of them are divisible by 6. Yes, 6 2s are 12 and 6 6s are 36. So this is also equivalent to this. Now further, both of them are divisible by 12 also, and so 12 1s are 12 and 12 3s are 36. So many equivalent fractions of this fraction I can take. See once more what I did. Here I have divided by 2. Here I have divided by 3. Here I have divided by 4. Here I have divided by 6. And here I have divided by 12. Now, have I divided only numerator? No. I also have divided the denominator also by the same number at the same time. Okay? Because we know basically how do we obtain the equivalent fractions? By multiplying or dividing numerator as well as the denominator by the same number. So here I have divided by 2. Here also I have divided by 2. Here also I have divided by 3, and so on. Now see, here 6 and 18, when I saw, both are even numbers, so they have 2 as their common factor. Here also both are even numbers, so they have 2 as their common factor. Here 3 and 9 have 3 as their common factor. Both of them are still further divisible by 3. Here both of them are still further divisible by 2. 2 divided by 2 I can do, 6 divided by 2 I can do. Means all of these 4 have something common factor, some common factor in numerator and denominator. But if you observe this last fraction, 1 upon 3, it doesn't have any factor common in numerator and denominator. What I mean to say, when you separately observe the numerator and denominator, they should have no factor common in them. Here 2 and 6, if you see, 2 is the common factor of them. 3 and 9, when you say, 3 is the common factor of them. 4 and 12, when you say, 2, 4 are the common factors of them. 6 and 18, when you say 2, 3, 6 are the common factors of them. but here no factor is common, and such form of the fraction is known as the lowest or the simplest form of the fraction. Is that clear? Let us consider few more. Okay, or try to understand this by taking a screenshot if you want. Okay, now let us consider another 36 upon 24. So in order to find the simplest form, just divide, just find out the biggest common factor of both of them and divide, means easily you get it. Now biggest common factor is known as GCD. So for making the work simpler, you find a GCD of these two and divide. If you are not able to, if you are lazy, don't do so. At least by observation you come to know both the numbers are divisible by 4. So if I divide them by 4, I will get 9 4s are 36, and how many 4s are 24? 6 4s are 24. When I see 9 and 6, I further find both of them are divisible by 3. So I will divide them by 3. So 3 3s are 9 and 3 2s are 6. Now there is nothing common in numerator and denominator. So this is the lowest form of this fraction. Now those who know the tables very well and those who are able to find the GCD and LCM quickly, they can quickly tell me that 24 and 36 have 12 as their GCD. So they will directly divide by 12. 12 2s are, means what am I saying? Try to understand. Can I write 36 as 3 into 12? And can I write 24 as 2 into 12? Yes. Now 12 is the common part of them that can get cancelled, and so what remains is 3 upon 2 is the lowest or the simplest form of this fraction. Are you getting, my dears, what I meant to say? Now you are asked the question, is 49 upon 63 in its simplest form? Now I know the table of 7, so by observation I can say 7 7s are 49 and 7 9s are 63. So this is not their simplest form, this is their simplest form. But instead, if you have 49 upon 64, then you can say both of them don't have any factor common, and hence they are, this is the lowest or the simplest form itself. Is that clear? Don't think that 7 square and 8 square. We are not thinking of squares here. Common factors over here. Is this concept very clear to you? Okay. Thank you.